All right, all right. You still see my screen okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our July state call. And got a lot to cover with you tonight, so don't want to waste any time. Let's get started. So we start off with our vision statement as we normally do. And that is to build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. And as I've told you in previous state calls, we're trying to stress this more and more. That is the concept of self-governance. So you're going to hear more and more about this. But anyway, that's our vision statement for Indiana. Mission objectives. If we accomplish these in 2020, it'll bring us closer to realizing that vision, and that's to meet with all of our assigned as well as targeted legislators. Obviously, this has been kind of hard to do this year due to the virus and the lockdown and so forth, but that was our objective. It's always our objective, actually. But then also the other objective was to grow the grassroots to 52,000 supporters, and you'll be getting some numbers a little later in our call this evening. That we're right on track. We're making good progress to achieve that particular objective. Okay, Rodney's not with us tonight. He's actually in the process of moving. And so he told me he wasn't going to be able to meet with us tonight, but so we'll let him off the hook tonight. All right. Okay. What I want to do tonight is I'm going to move Maya up the agenda. So because tonight is Maya's final state call. And so Maya, tell us what's going to be happening with you next month.
Yeah, so I've graduated and I'm going to Patrick Henry College, which was founded by Michael Ferris, and it's in Purcellville, Virginia. It's about 50 miles outside of DC, and there I will be studying political theory on the law track in hopes to go to law school. So that's what's happening with me. And yeah, and I've also applied for an internship with Convention of States on the national level, so I plan to continue being involved even during college.
Well, great. Well, Maya, we want to thank you so much for the work that you've done as our Young Americans for COS coordinator. And we're, just so everyone knows, we've got we may have a replacement for Maya in the works. We're taking it a step at a time, but we may have a good replacement for her. So I wanted to thank Maya for the job that she's done. We're very, very proud of her, and I'm sure she's going to be very, very successful. I understand you were telling me that you've already argued a case. Or you participated in tell us about that.
Yeah, so the reason I chose Patrick Henry is they're excellent in their forensics, especially moot court, which is the forensic system they use to practice constitutional law cases. It's the same system they use in the Supreme Court. So I did a workshop because I'm going to participate in moot court at Patrick Henry, and I did a workshop, and I was able to meet Michael Ferris and argue a case in front of him and a couple of his alumni, people that he's taught and works with currently. So it was excellent. Yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah. And I want to say thank you to everyone here, too, for everything that you guys have taught me, and I've really enjoyed serving next to all of you guys and talking with and having like-minded people throughout high school, and I've really enjoyed my time at Convention of States, and I'm really excited to continue it in a different setting and also come back here and see how it's going as well. So thank you.
Well, we have someone else on tonight that wants to say thank you. Debbie Stewart. Are you there, Debbie?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm unmuted.
You're okay.
Okay, Maya, hey, this is Debbie Stewart. I was the group down in Indianapolis. You came and spoke to to both of my Constitution classes, and again, I just want to thank you so much for doing that. You did such a great job talking to them about Convention of States and our Constitution, and it was a real eye-opener for all of them. And not only that, but just what a great role model for them to see another high schooler doing what you're doing, presenting, having a whole presentation, speaking on things that are going on and being involved in that, and, just encouraging my students, to get involved in government. And so I just want to thank you again. I'm so excited for you. I love Patrick Henry College. I love Michael Ferris. And you got nothing but a bright future in front of you. And I just want to wish you well and wish you blessings. And keep us posted on how that all goes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Debbie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Maya, there's one other thing that we want to give to you to take with you when you head out to Patrick Henry. And Maya, we want to give you a Patriot pin tonight.
Thank you.
Are you going to give her Rick's pin?
oh gosh. Sorry about that, Maya. That Rick is the last one we gave a pin to. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. Sorry I missed that. But once again, as soon as my Social Security comes in, I'll mail this to you, and so you should get it in very, very, very shortly. But you've done a great job for us. You've represented Convention of States so well as a young person, and I think you're. I should have given you this pin a long time ago, quite honestly, but this is overdue, and I hope you'll wear it proudly.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome, hon. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the strategy meeting coming up. Rick, you online? You on with us tonight? I saw you earlier. Tell us what we got going as far as planning on our strategy meeting.
Okay, well, on Saturday, August 29th, it's the last Saturday in August, we'll be having the Convention of States Indiana Leadership Strategic Planning meeting. It will be it's planned as an in-person meeting, and we have permission to do that. It's at the Fellowship Hall at Maple Grove Church of God in Anderson, Indiana. It's 2729 East 38th Street in Anderson, Indiana. And the meeting will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and lunch will be provided. And Paul is putting together the program and the agenda. And this coming Saturday, I'm going to make a trip down and visit the site. We're going to test out the internet and all that stuff. But August 29th, the end of August, and it'll be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and hope everyone on our leadership list can make it.
Yeah, we'll be getting more information out on this. We want to encourage anyone that can attend to actually attend. But if the site pans out, we'll also be providing a virtual opportunity if you can't make it. So that's what Rick's going to go down and check out for us. So
yeah, I'm going to go down and test the internet, and we'll probably be trying to use a projector and that sort of thing, so we can see everybody that can't be there in person. But hopefully, everybody will be. Several people will be there in person. I think it'll be a good chance for us to all get together.
Right. We'll all be wearing masks now, and social distancing and the whole works. So we'll all be doing that. Now, this for those of you that haven't attended these meetings before, this will be our third strategy meeting that we've held. So we're not going to start from scratch again. Paul and I have talked about what the agenda is going to be like. There's no need for us to start from scratch all over again. So we'll try our best to bring people up to date as to what we've covered in previous strategy meetings, so that we can proceed with this one for 2021. And I do want to let everyone know that the feedback that we got during last month's state call regarding the motivation level, so forth, in our state. So the feedback that we got on that call, as well as some additional emails that I received, that is all being taken into consideration. And I think you're gonna see at this strategy meeting, that's going to be a major topic that we will be discussing. So what are we going to do going forward? So it should be a very interesting meeting. Okay, Rick, anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I think that covers it for now.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for Rick on this? Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some new leaders that we've got in, and we still have some a number of district captain trainees in process. But our newest one is Mark Goethe, and he's on the call this evening. And Mark, can you come on? I don't normally. I normally wait. There you are. Can you come on camera?
Yep.
There he is. Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
We don't normally bring you on camera and introduce you to everyone until you've completed your training. But since you're here, we'll just we'll say hi and introduce you to everyone.
Well, thank you.
Very quickly, Mark. I know you're former military, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, kind of give us a quickie on how you got into Convention of States.
Like I said, I'm retired military Army. One of the things that you always hear about in the military is Congress and ways to fix it, and it's been in front of us the whole time. So I really had an experience back in Afghanistan when we were furloughed on our pay, and I had a company that I had to explain all to my soldiers about that, and so which brought it back to Congress to they can pass the budget, and that's what happened. So physical accountability was one of the things that really hit me. Setting the term limit and everything else. Sorry about my dogs. And but that's what kind of got me into it. I'm pretty passionate about it, and I've been digging my heels in on the training. So.
All right. Yeah, you're making very good progress. Well, congratulations, Mark. Thank you for coming on, bud.
Thank you.
We'll have you back on when you get your training completed. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Okay. Now we've also got some other people coming on, some volunteers, state content writer. So you see the names there, and so those individuals are also joining us here in July in our group here in Indiana. All right. Okay, Mark, be sure to mute yourself. I think I still hear your dog. Okay, let's go through some of the tracking reports that we generally do, and just a reminder, I'll be pinning all these reports to the general channel for the Slack team for Convention of States Indiana. So these will all be pinned. So we won't go into tremendous detail on these, but this is the districts per region, the breakdown for our state right now. We've lost a couple people during the month or since our last call, but we've also picked up a few. But we're down now to 22 district captains. So that includes, of course, veteran captains as well as those in training. The next one is the grassroots tracking report. I meant to do some more highlighting on this before I posted it on here and forgot to do it, but hopefully you can see my cursor. I want to call your attention to the final column there. It says monthly growth, and you go down to the bottom, and since our last call, we've added almost 1,100 more people to as supporters to our total here in Indiana, which brings us to over 48,000. So these are really good numbers, folks, and especially for the summer. So we are on target to hit our 52,000 goal. So I don't know, we don't know necessarily, at least, you know, what's causing this, but it's good, whatever it is. So I want to thank everyone for their efforts at growing the grassroots. We're doing a good job. And okay, let's move on then to our training report. And I know you can't see this very well, but I still put this up here. We're starting to make good progress. We wanted to get our district captains to move along in the training program, and that is happening. So Gary's been working on this, as well as Paul and George. So this is coming along very well, and I think we'll start getting some district captains on board. Gary, Paul, any comments on this that you want to make?
I will make a quick comment. Later on, I've got a couple other awards, but I want to recognize in the trainee category, our outstanding trainee is Mark Goatee, and he is proceeding at breakneck pace through the training, and I want to recognize that. It's outstanding.
Good.
And setting a great example for what we'd like to see all the trainees do.
Good point. Good one. Good one, Gary. Anything else? All right. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at the Mission Excellence Tracking Report. This is this report tells us how our district captains are doing out in the field, and we got the district captains that are continuously active have remained that way. And once again, though, we've got a few here that are not generating any points. So this is improving, but needs to improve more and more. Gary, you got anything you want to comment on this?
Yeah, I would like to comment and recognize in the district captain, region captain category, Larry and Melba are doing very well, and this Saturday they're going to have a table at a farmer's market down in their area, and this is a whole new venture. No one's ever tried this before in Indiana, to my knowledge, but they're going to have an information table for 4 hours at a farmer's market. So we're very interested to see what kind of results they get, and I just want to recognize them in particular for outstanding work in taking that on. Also want to mention Richard Loken, who has gotten information on 3 gun shows that are coming up in, I think most of them are in October in his area, and he's making application to get funding to have tables at all 3 of those gun shows, and that's another outstanding work by some of our volunteers.
Good, good. Good, excellent. All right, let's move on then to the legislative area. Paul?
Yeah, Dale, if you could give me control here so I can demonstrate a couple of these things to everybody.
All right. Tell me how to do that again here. Do I click? I click on your name here, don't I?
Yeah, and then you
Request control
yeah,
or switch presenter.
switch presenter.
Did I get it?
Okay. Yep, came up. So you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so the web page I have up here is markmeckler.com. I'm going to start with that one. And it's sort of a companion social media site to Mark's podcast. You just go to markmeckler.com. It will redirect to this markmecklerlocals.com. You don't need to put the locals in there when you're logging into it. And it looks a lot like a Facebook or a Twitter, and it's a community just for his podcast followers. So you'll see a lot of Convention of States people on here, like Sharon from Texas, Susan from Tennessee, and it's just a great way to connect with like-minded people, other Convention of States type folks. So that's at markmeckler.com. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is this COS communitynewsmaker.com. And what this is a site for getting our stories in the news. So the way it works from this site, you can come in and do this tell a story, and what it will do is simply take you to a Google Doc that's just looking for a couple of quick questions about who you are. Oh, this is the login portion of it. But what it is if there's a news story that you see in your area, let's say you attended a city council or county council meeting, and there's something going on that you think people need to know about that is maybe counter to self-governance, you can get on here, put in a few pieces of information about that story, and this site will send it to a freelance writer who will actually write the story. They'll contact you by email or phone just to get some background, a couple of notes on it. They may contact some others involved, and then your story will be reported. Now, I did one of these back when we started Open the States, and this is the article that excuse me, was published in Indiana Business Daily. You can see our leaders here, the governor. There's Travis Holdman, our sponsor of our resolution. It's nice to see him in the picture. But so they had this story about the lockdown, and they had a couple of quotes that were attributed to me since they talked to me about the story. And we got Indiana Convention of States. So up here we got a link to Indiana Convention of States in the story, a link to openthestates.com, and so it's a really neat tool that we have where we can drive the news narrative. So if you come across anything that you think could be suitable for a news story like that, cosnewsmaker.com is the place to go. And that's all I've got there. So I'm going to stop sharing, Dale, and I think
Did my screen come back up?
I think you have to go back to request control, because I don't have the ability to share anymore.
Did that do it?
No, you tried to give it back to me. I declined it.
Did I?
Yeah. So maybe you just have to click share screen on the bottom of your...
Whoop. That bring back up?
There it is.
All right. All right. Hey, before I go up, one other thing, Paul, to wrap up your particular area.
Sure.
I know we haven't made any progress on this, but this is our target legislator tracking report. This is right now it's pretty well stalled, right?
Yeah, but we did move 44 to 30. We did move 9 legislators this year so far, which that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We moved them from undeclared to support.
Okay. All right. All right. Before we go to the next person here, we've got another district captain trainee on tonight. Vicki Fisher, are you on there now? You got your audio working?
Hi, yeah, I'm on.
Hi, Vicki.
Hi, how are you, Dale?
Fine. Glad. Do you have a camera?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry I missed you here. I saw you on here earlier, but want to welcome you as a district captain trainee, and tell us just very quickly a little bit about how you got into Convention of States.
Well, I was a registered Democrat until I listened to Mark Levin last year. I got so upset about the president being trashed and impeached and all these other things, and so I started listening to him, and that was it, pretty much. I found out about you and went to the website and looked some things up and just got really interested. And I have to apologize for my numbers. I've been really sick for about almost 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
really?
I haven't been able to really dig in there, yeah. So I'm glad Mark is. That's good.
Well,
so I'll get back to it. And I've
good.
got numbers, but they're not on there, so I don't know what happened, but it's okay.
Well, get them on there. Let's
Yeah.
because we want to see you succeed and be a good district captain. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, Vicki. We'll get you on when you complete your training and spend a little more time with you. So
I appreciate that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stick this out till the end.
All right, good deal. Good deal.
Right,
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'm going to mute you there so you, I'm going to try, there we go. Okay. All right. Well, now our comms team coming up now. This guy hardly ever has anything to say, but we'll go ahead and give him a chance. Ken? Ken, where are you? Ken Kashuba. Ken, are you there? There he is. How come I can't see you? I can't see you and can't hear you.
Ken, it looks like you don't have a microphone connected.
I can't hear. I can see him up here, but I can't hear him. Well, guys, we're going to have to move on if we can't get him up here. Sorry, Ken. I guess I'm going to have to move on here. Okay? I know Ken was gonna talk about our state newsletter that Sue Lyon is putting out, and she's been doing a good job on that. So we got another one coming out here. Should be coming out for July. Okay. And I know Ken's also been working with John Arkerman on the Social Media Warriors, and we're trying to make some progress on getting our Social Media Warriors together. So I'm still not hearing you, Ken. Still not, well, I can't see you or hear you now. So anyway, let me go ahead and speak a bit about COS Indiana Live, our broadcast. We're obviously still doing that every Monday evening. My phone keeps going off here. I'm going to turn that thing off so you don't hear it. And I sent out the link today, emailed the link out to everyone. That's the YouTube link for our broadcast that we did last Monday, which I thought was a very good broadcast. We had Rick Lyon on, and Rick told us about his experience in self-governance and as a volunteer policeman in South Bend. And I just thought that was so interesting. So I brought Rick on and we talked about that. We got John Arkerman coming up this next Monday evening to talk about his upcoming experience as a precinct committeeman in Anderson. So that ought to be another good broadcast coming up. Then and George, I'm going to mute you again there. Okay, so yeah. So John Ackerman's coming up then this next Monday, and and just wanted to mention they got Jeannie Rapini lined up coming on August 10th. So everyone, you want to tune in for that broadcast as well. Okay, covered that. Gary had mentioned a couple events that have been going on here in our state. Richard Loken up in Plymouth had an information table at a car show very recently there in Plymouth, Indiana. And then Larry and Melba are going to be having an information table at the farmers market in Noblesville this Saturday. So, of course, with this year and the virus, we haven't had many opportunities for these kind of events. So these two groups took advantage of the opportunities that came up. So we want to thank them for what they have done and what they're going to be doing. I did want to mention one other thing. Constitution Day is coming up, September 17th, and Larry Hudson had sent us an email to remind us on this. Actually, Larry and Melba had been thinking about this, and we do have some plans underway. We've been talking about this. We do have some plans underway, and you'll be hearing some more. We're going to try and put together something to do on that week for Constitution Day. To Debbie Stewart, and I think we'll be doing maybe a special broadcast that week on COS Indiana Live to recognize Constitution Day. Larry, I know you're on here tonight. You got any more thoughts on this that you want to share with us, Larry?
Yeah, I don't have much to share. I'm planning to, in my two regions, 4 and 5, send a letter. I sent a copy to Gary that I'm working on. I haven't finalized it, but I'm going to try and send a letter to every committee member in both the Senate and the House on the education committees, the respective education committees in those two, the House and the Senate, encouraging them to lean on the Department of Education and whoever that person might be, the superintendent of schools in the various districts, and hopefully encourage the teachers and the administrators of the schools all over the state, really, to do what they're supposed to do, and that's they're mandated actually to teach the Constitution on that day or on the next working day if it falls on a weekend. So we're just trying to, and they may already be doing some of this. I mean, Melba did some looking and she couldn't find anything that's being done. So we're assuming that it's kind of gone dark here in the interim. But the Supreme Court of Indiana, as a matter of fact, I found out, I think as recently as 2008, took it upon themselves to put out literature and even lesson plans to anybody who wanted them, any school system that wanted them, that they could use to teach on Constitution Day. So they may be doing something that I'm not aware of as well, trying to find out.
Okay, Gary, you want to chime in here and let us know? I know you're taking some steps to try and find out some things on this too, right?
Yeah, Dale, I'm kind of complimenting what Larry and Melba are doing. I've contacted my state senator, who is a member of the Education Committee, and I'm waiting for a call back from him. Our thinking is we're hoping that the state senators and representatives will contact their school districts throughout the state to encourage them to take this seriously and do teaching on the Constitution on Constitution Day. And in addition to what the Supreme Court little lesson plan they've put together, we're looking at the possibility of putting together our own video program that could be emailed out to teachers that want to use it, so they could actually present a video in their class discussing the Constitution and meeting the requirements of teaching about the Constitution on Constitution Day.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how.
Dale, I don't know if I made it clear. That's the state Supreme Court, and not SCOTUS.
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll be hearing more about this, I'm sure. We got some things in process here. Okay.
Dale?
Yes.
Hi, this is Melba. So I just wanted to say, so I've been going through the Indiana Department of Education website and looking at what their approved courses are and what the curriculum is supposed to be. And the critical grades seem to be grades 5, 8, and 11 or 12. And the specific courses have to do with social studies or history. And that's where they specifically say that they're going to be delving into the issues of the history of the U.S. Constitution. I'm trying to see. Like for the 8th grade social studies class, the Revolution, the founding era, the principles of Constitution, the Civil War, and the Reconstruction period. So as soon as I finish going through all of the courses and the particular courses for each of the grades, I'll be contacting somebody at the Department of Education to see if I can get more particular information on just exactly what they're teaching.
Well, and now once Gary hears back from his state senator, he might be able to help us make a good contact there.
Okay.
All right. Good. Thank you, Melba. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Let's move on. Tim, I saw you. Tim Heidenreich, you're on tonight, right? Or you were. Well, Tim was on. He's our prayer contact person. So I always want to mention that if anyone's got any needs for prayer needs, please contact Tim, and he will pass that on to the national prayer group. So I always want to try and be sure to recognize him. He was on the call earlier. I guess he had to get off. So, okay. Well, we got some time tonight. Let's go around the horn. Make note, though, our August state call will be on August 26th. We always try to do the fourth Wednesday of every month to have our state call. So, in August, boy, this year is going by, isn't it? Already looking at doing August state call next month. So let's go around the horn here, and let's see who hasn't. Ed Paraguay, I see you here tonight. Ed, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, real quick. A week ago today, I was coming out of the Red Cross and saw the banners in front of the Coliseum for a gun show this past weekend, and I had planned to attend as a spectator just to see what the crowd was. I checked Friday night, and it had been canceled. They have them planned for August, and for there are 2 or 3 others I think they're still planned before the end of the year. Today I received notification that an annual banquet for the Magna Rocks Quarter Century Club, of which I'm a member, which would have been held on August 15th, was canceled. In the past 2 weekends, I have been to a couple of amateur radio flea markets. The crowds were a little smaller than they were last year. Some people were wearing masks. Most were practicing a little bit of social distancing. So right now it's a mixed bag. And as everyone probably knows, I believe it's Monday, the governor is requiring everybody to wear a mask and practice social distancing in a public venue. So we're still a ways from figuring out this thing. I've done a little reading on it. I know the virus is much more contagious than most, although there's still some discussion over whether it's more deadly. Certainly, the thing to be concerned about beyond your age is whether or not you have what they call comorbidity, which means you have other problems to begin with, heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, and so forth. And that certainly explains the high death rates where they put the COVID-19 patients in nursing homes. So right now, depending on the event, the last one I recall, the Auburn Street Fair, which has been going on for many years, is held in August. That was just canceled. So far, Whitley County's fair, and I'm not sure it's a 4-H fair. I don't think it is. I think it's planned for September. It's still on. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I am planning right now to attend the strategy meeting in Anderson. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for the opportunity to speak.
All right. Thanks, Ed. Good to hear from you, bud. Okay, Thomas Schultz.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Did you have anything you wanted to say tonight?
Oh, gee whiz. Besides this, would be my, do I have to say it?
Thomas, you got some surgery.
Yeah, I'm scheduled surgery on the 17th of August, so I might not be here for the state call or the.
Well, that's no excuse. That's no excuse. You got to be here. You got to be here for that. Well,
I tried to figure out a way to sneak in my phones. But you're not supposed to take any valuables up there.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we'll be thinking about you, bud. Good luck to you on that.
Thank you very much.
So, thanks, Thomas. Thank you. Okay, everyone want to keep Thomas in your thoughts and prayers for his surgery coming up. Larry and Melba, you two, either one got any more thoughts? Anything else you wanted to say? I didn't want to cut you off or anything.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
No, I'm good, Will.
All right. Thanks. Okay, Jerry, see you on tonight. Jerry Rowe? Jerry, you got anything you want? Are you there?
You talking to me?
No, Jerry. Jerry.
Sorry.
Jerry Rowe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, Jerry.
Okay. I'm not sure what I do here. Okay, that might help. I'm on a phone, so.
Oh, okay.
But I am at home. I had company, so I just hooked up with the phone. Anyway, what you want me to say something?
Well, do you got anything on your mind?
We just got done picking sweet corn.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, not much else. I'm active on the internet, Facebook, trying to spread the COS message and all that. So.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Sure. Bye.
Gary, can you hear me now? Gary Spielman, you there?
I am.
You got anything, Gary, you want to say?
No, I'm pretty quiet this month.
All right. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yep.
George, you got anything? Let me
Dale, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Ken, is that you? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, we locked up. We had to reboot.
I see. You're like that, aren't you? You're always having to reboot. I'll tell you.
That's because I'm borrowing your internet. I had one quick follow-up. I know you kind of filled in there for me, but
yeah.
Does anybody? I know Rodney isn't on tonight. I was hoping he would be here, or maybe Jerry knows. Are we making any progress on the Citizens Builder email blast?
I'm not aware of any progress. Paul, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I can take that. It's still busted. We don't have a date when it'll be available, but we've had another problem that has shown up, is that people who've signed the petition have somehow been flipped to opt out of emails. So if that's the case and there's somebody you're trying to email using the follow-up tool or anything like that, doing an individual email, that's okay. You can do the email even though they've opted out. Other than that, I have no new news on the email issue. I'd like to see that fixed very quickly, but
yeah, it's going to hold up our newsletter.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, it's going to hold up a newsletter, and I guess we're being hacked by China. Is that the reason?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to get some info on it, so I appreciate that, Paul. Yeah, hopefully we'll get that fixed, because it will hold up the newsletter, and we're working on that along with trying to make a new address towards Social Media Warriors to try and bring in some new people and to encourage them to move up the ranks rather than just stay in social media. So that's all I got.
Maybe you can see if Maringo Mike would help out on this email blast program, huh?
Yeah, I sent him over towards the White House to see if he can get a free trip to China to get that worked out.
Let us know how that turns out, all right?
I will. If he comes back with a China hat, then I'll let you know. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Okay, Richard, I see you're on here. Richard, you got anything you wanna say?
Yeah, I apologize for being late to the party. I wrote down my times for this event with my DC training we have on Wednesday. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right.
I was trying to play catch up on. I don't know what all I missed. I can say that I've noticed a lot of follow-ups have been linked to Ben Shapiro. So I don't know if we're getting boosted through his show or whatnot. But I had half a dozen people in Elkhart alone within the past week and a half, all referencing Ben Shapiro. So I think that's great. That's moving up.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
And I didn't get any signers on the 4th of July, but I had a table out there at that car show, and I received an updated event request form from Tanya. So I'll be putting those out. We have a gun show hopefully in Valpo in October, and one here in Plymouth on Halloween, and something in Rochester at an Elks Lodge or something like that in September. So hopefully I'll have 3 shows there to have a Convention of States booth. And then, of course, I hear we're going to have a booth down in Anderson in August, so that's pretty cool.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Thank you, Richard. Thanks for the job you're doing, bud. Okay, folks, that is pretty much a wrap, unless there's someone, if I miss someone that they've got something they want to say, please chime in now.
Hey, Dale.
Yeah.
A couple more
Dale,
comments.
No, I'm sorry. I
Go
just
ahead,
wanted to
Melba.
ask, who's having the booth in Anderson?
Who's having a booth in Anderson?
I think that was the joke. We're all going to be down there, one giant party. I was kidding.
Okay, sorry, didn't get it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Gary.
Since Richard was not on when I announced this earlier, I just want to let Richard know that he's one of our outstanding district captain, region captain award winners for his ambitious work on these upcoming gun shows, and I want to recognize him for that. One other thing, I happened to listen to a guy today giving a lecture about artificial intelligence, one of the leading, world's leading experts, and people frequently ask him, what opportunities should people look at when they're looking at jobs? And he said that he always tells people the most important thing to find out is who are the 5 or 10 people that you'll be working most closely with. And, we meet with each other in these virtual meetings, but I cannot overemphasize the importance of us getting together in person, and I hope every one of you will try to make it that state planning meeting. And the folks that aren't on the call, if you have contact with them, good to get together with them in person, and also encourage them to come to that meeting, because really one of the most important aspects of our work is how we work together as a team.
Good point. Good, Gary. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Well, folks, that is a wrap for our state call here in July. And just wanted to once again remind you that our state call in August will be August 26th. So, everyone, good job. We're moving along. We're a leading state, and I think as a past state, I think we're in the lead as the best past state. And certainly, in my opinion, we are. So, thank you everyone for the job you're doing. Let's keep up the good work. And you district captain trainees, get through the training. We need you to get out there and do the job as a district captain. So, thank you everyone once again. Have a good evening. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.